Hey guys, I'm Play79. We are back today with another video, and this is actually going to be a different kind of video here. I'm going to give my review on Red Redemption 2, and that's the main reason why I haven't uploaded the last couple days. I've been actually grinding this game. I love it so much, obviously. That's why I was playing it the whole time, and obviously, this is the best game of the year so far. This is game of the year, if I'm being honest. Better than God of War, in my opinion, just because of the length and the gameplay is amazing. You never get bored of it, but you know what? Let's just talk about this right now. So, the main thing I want to talk about here is the main character, Arthur Morgan. He's probably one of my favorite characters in video game history ever, actually, because he's a way different character in the Red Dead Redemption storyline anyway. It's just, I played Red Dead 1 years ago, and I don't even know how long ago, probably like 6-7 years ago was the last time I really played it. And, you know what, to be honest, I actually like Arthur Morgan than a little bit of Marston now. I don't know what it is, but Morgan's character is a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, just a little different. I like that. He's very different just because, all the things he did, obviously. He cared for the group more at the end of the game. I'm not going to get to the end, or I'm not going to talk about the end of the game right now, but the beginning of the game is actually pretty good. It was a little slow start. It's really, interesting. Basically, the first part of the game has to be around, I think, 5 hours, something like that, the first two parts, or the first two chapters. And then after that, it gets into, 30... then it's, 30 plus hours after that, really, for other things. But the main thing I mostly loved about the game is the gameplay aspect. Has to be amazing. I never really had any complaints with that. It doesn't feel like a GTA game, because I'm not a big fan of GTA, right? It didn't feel like GTA when you were playing this game. It felt very different. Sorry for the gameplay in the background, too. I'm pretty trash. And it is spoiler gameplay, obviously, if you haven't seen it. So, just letting you know, click off the video. I should be talking about that, too. This is all spoilers, just letting you know. That's going to be in the title anyway. But I just really enjoyed the game so much. There was nothing really boring. The tonic system was pretty cool. I like that. It just didn't feel like a GTA game. A lot of people were talking about that, too. It's just... it felt a lot different, which I loved. It felt like its own unique game. Now, I played Red Redemption 1 years ago. I never played the Undead mode. That would be cool to bring that into this game. I will buy that. I'm sorry I didn't play this on the channel. I just didn't really want to, if I'm being honest. It was just a personal thing I wanted to do. I was like, you know what, screw it. I was going to play God of War also this year. And I was going to play Assassin's Creed on the channel, but I didn't feel like it because this game was just... it was so good and it was going to take so long to upload and everything, so I didn't want to spam everybody with videos, but it doesn't really matter anyway. I think if there is an online mode, whenever that comes out at the end of this month of November, I will be doing that, actually. So I will probably upload a video or two with a friend or something like that, see how it is, give a review on that also. But anyway, let's stick with the story. So the story was probably the best part of this whole game. I'm not even gonna lie. I love Arthur Morgan. This is a prequel to Red Redemption 1, if you guys did not know that. And I love Arthur Morgan's character. I know I said that several times. His character, I like more than Marston. You actually like his character in the beginning of the game, you're just like, he's kind of boring, right? And then you get to chapter 3 and everything like that. Things start to change when you get to chapter 4 mostly. And you find out that Arthur is actually dying of tuberculosis. But that doesn't affect the game till the end, mostly. But, so you go in this island, which I actually love. Probably my favorite missions. I'll probably throw gameplay in the background, too. But I love that mission also. It was very good. It was very enjoyable, let's just say that. Most of the missions felt like a little bit of LA Noire, too, which is pretty cool. I kind of like that aspect. It felt like Assassin's Creed at some parts, too. Like one of the missions with the bow and arrow. That was really awesome. You had to invade his camp with Charles, anyway. And the characters, the supporting characters, I should say, were the best part of this game. I'm not even going to lie about that. I forgot I was living there in that part. But the supporting characters have to be one of the best parts in this game. Mostly Charles, Marston, and basically I can't say her name for a minute. Mrs. Adler or Sadie. It doesn't matter. But those characters were amazing because they were on Arthur's side the whole game anyway. Arthur didn't really like Marston in the beginning anyway. Because Marston left years ago, obviously. But he basically forgives him over time and he wants him to leave. When Arthur starts to die, he wants to help more people out. So I found the best thing to do is do all the side missions as Arthur because you can't go back and play as him anymore unless you want to go do the missions again. But I'd probably just say go back and do all the side missions and complete the game if I'm being honest with Arthur. Because that actually affects the game later on when you're playing as Marston at the end of the game. You can help out with that and Marston will go around helping people. Or he'll meet people that... Arthur knew. That was a very interesting part of the game. I really enjoyed that. This game was very game-changing with that. It was pretty cool. Obviously the cutscenes were amazing. You can wear any clothes, anything like that. You can have your handgun out still. Just really interesting. I really love the game for that also. But the story was amazing, obviously, with Angelo Bronte. That's what I'm talking about in this gameplay here. From Dutch changing his character mostly. Micah changing up the whole group. Molly O'Shea, which is kind of crazy. Which, I didn't really like that part of the game where they killed Molly O'Shea off because she's obviously drunk and they didn't know. Micah was talking to the... the only thing I was really confused about in this game was why was Micah even talking to I guess the Pinkertons? Like, what was his point? I mean, they didn't really do anything there. I guess he's just trying to get, like, the gang split up so he could just be with Dutch, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know why I felt that way. It just felt really weird. But that was part of the game, which I didn't really mind either. I thought it was very interesting with that. Dutch's character had to be one of the best, like, he was basically the antagonist, I probably should say, during the whole game. Also with Micah. Micah was a very interesting character also. I did really like his character at some points, and you could feel that hate towards him. Even the O'Driscolls too. You never really got to play with the O'Driscolls much. Like, mostly in the beginning of the game, you, like, were always against them at first, and then, like, towards Chapter 3, you didn't hear anything about them till, like, Chapter 5, and then 6. That's when they came back into the storyline when you killed Colm O'Driscoll. And that was I love that mission too. He turned into like a cop basically right there. Pretty interesting, I like that. And then that was also one of my favorite missions too, because what Arthur said Dutch, he says, "Practice what you preach, brother." That was probably one of my favorite quotes Arthur ever said through this game. And it was really awesome though. I love that. It's just the interaction with the characters, the voice acting in this game was like spot on perfect. Probably one of the best voice actings I heard in years. Probably since Last of Us in my opinion. That's how good this voice acting was. Because I love the Last of Us voice actors. They were amazing. Through this whole game, I couldn't put down the controller. That's how good it was. And that's what I want to see. That's what I want more single-player companies to worry about, is like the interaction with characters. That's like the best thing to like make a game, if I'm being honest. Like a single-player story game. Now this game took me probably, I'm going to say over about 60 hours to beat, if I'm being honest. So if you actually like are out there and you're not sure if you want to buy this game, or you're like, oh, it's like GTA. It's really not like GTA. I'll be honest right now. It's not like GTA. It's a very interesting game. It never gets boring. It's just, you always want to keep going for the story completions, everything like that. You just want to keep going through the story. You want to do the side missions, because like, this is probably the first game that I'm actually doing side missions through the story mode. I never really like doing side missions, but in this game it actually felt pretty nice with Strauss and stuff like that. And he actually changes the game forward. You actually find out what happens to Strauss at the end of the game when you're playing as John Marston. And you find out that Strauss died and he didn't say one word. They beat him up and, well, they actually basically beat him to death, but it's kind of crazy there. Then you get to meet your old friends and everything like that. If I'm being honest, the best like supporting characters or characters that you were with the whole time, Charles is obviously my favorite. Charles had to be one of the best characters to have there, if I'm being honest. Now, after a while, you actually get to explore countrysides and everything like that. The story keeps progressing over time. Now, my probably favorite part of the story has to be probably with the Native Americans you meet. Obviously, Eagles Flies and Rains Falls. They had to be one of the best characters actually put in the game that I've seen in a long time. It's just, you actually feel for the characters, what they're going through and everything like that, obviously. And then what Eagles Flies does is like near the end of the game, which I'll talk about, because everything I'm talking about here is spoilers, I'm saying it again, but it's just actually really amazing what happens there with Eagle Flies, that he actually saves Arthur during the end of the game. It's near the end of the game for the Arthur's story ending. And he saves Arthur, but you saw Dutch leave, and then like Arthur doesn't want to be there anymore basically with Dutch. He finds out that the Pinkertons because they captured Abigail. Arthur saves Abigail, and then that's basically what happens there, which is actually really awesome. I love that part of the game too. Like this game, I never wanted to put my hands down off this game. That's how good it was. It was just so interesting with the story. That's what I mostly care for. And to see Dutch like this too, and he starts changing here as you see in the background there in the gameplay, I'm going to probably just put there. Sorry for the spoilers too again. But it's just Dutch changes his character from here on. And then when you go to the island, when you get stuck on that island with Bill and Micah and others, or I think it was Javier, it just very changes a lot, very interesting. Like mostly Dutch changes into a different character. He's actually just more of a stone cold killer then. I don't know what was up with that really. But also Javier's character, I don't know what happened to him much. They just kept cutting him off. Probably after chapter 4, you just didn't see anything from Javier. It was really weird to me. I know he's like another backup character, like really low backup character. But also, I think he has 2 different voice actors. I'm not sure, because I know it's Joel's brother from The Last of Us, Tommy, who plays the guy. I think it is. It sounded like him, but it didn't sound like another guy at some points. So I don't know what was up with that. Gameplay mechanics, the only thing I have to give it, like anything that's really terrible like in this game right now, has to be the horse's direction. You couldn't really move them right. So if I was going left to right, sometimes they would get like lean far left, or they wouldn't even move at some points, which is really weird. Other than the horses being weird and messed up, like even sometimes you get stuck with the horses. If you like R1 obviously backs them up. Sometimes it didn't work. Just letting you guys know that now. I had to actually close the app one time because like I couldn't move the horses no matter what. So that's another thing. I don't know what's up with that. It's just a little glitchy there. But also the ending of John Marston's character, which had an amazing storyline after Arthur died. The only thing I already knew, like, you basically knew when you're playing this game that Arthur was going to die later on, obviously, because he wasn't in the first game. They didn't talk about him, because I don't think his character was really developed just yet. But it was very awesome to have Arthur in the game. I think he's probably one of the best characters ever in a video game, if I'm being honest. Rockstar always kills it with their characters. They always know what to do. But the funny thing is, Rockstar loves killing off their characters in video games. I don't know what's up with that. LA Noire from GTA 5 obviously can kill your characters off. This game and several other games they made that you can obviously kill a character off, which is really weird to me. But I'm very excited what like Rockstar is going to do with the online game mode. Whenever that happens, I probably will play it. Maybe stream it too. Also, I love John Marston's character also, and that's what I'm going to talk about here right now. So sorry for this little cut edit. That's why you're going to hear me. So here we go. Now for John Marston's ending, or the epilogue basically, which is very long also, letting you guys know the epilogue is probably around, I think, 8 hours to beat. I'm pretty sure, 8 to 9 hours, I'm not really sure yet. I actually haven't really known. I've been on like the epilogue for like 3 days now or something like that. It's pretty long though, that's all I know. But it's very interesting also here just because you have choices still to do with Marston's character. Like this guy right here, obviously you see in the background, you either can hang him, it's probably the Micah's men. This is actually the first time I actually let a character die. I didn't, like, I always like let somebody spray or whatever, you let him go, or flee. You let him flee. But this time I actually let him just die, obviously, because he's part of Micah's group. And Micah's character is probably the main antagonist for the whole entire game after Chapter 6 or 5, you can really say. But it's very interesting also. I'm sorry to see it interesting like 30 times too, but another thing I want to apologize for is I'm sorry I keep stopping and talking really fast. But anyway, I love this game, obviously. So with Marston's character ending, obviously here, that you kill Micah off, or I should say, you and Dutch also kill him off, if that makes sense. Dutch kills him off also, which is very weird to me, that Dutch finally just all of a sudden wants to kill him, even though after all the years he was with them after Arthur's death, basically. Because Arthur died probably, I think, 5 or 6 years before, something like that. Because I think they're in 1907 right now, I'm not pretty sure. But I think they might be. So it's probably an 8-year time jump, if I'm being honest, because Red Dead Redemption 1 took around, I think, 1911. So this is about like maybe 3-4 years before maybe the Red Dead 1, somewhere around that. But it's just very, like, it's really weird, like, how you meet Uncle again, and mostly Charles. I love how you met Charles again, because he's like a fighter, and he would bet on himself to lose and win and stuff like that, which is very cool. I love that. It's just, if they made another game as he played as Charles or something like that, I could play that 100%. Even DLC. Charles' character was very awesome. I love that. And also loved Uncle's character. He's like a funny guy at the group, basically. And also, guys, if you do not know, as John Marston, you can go around the map. There's like, I think there's a guide on YouTube, probably by now. You can go around meeting the old crew, basically, like Abigail, Mr. Pearson, or no, I'm sorry, not Abigail, Mr. Pearson, and a couple others of the group. But other than that, that's mostly my review here for Red Dead Redemption 2. I love the ending, but other than that, that's mostly all I'm going to say. Hit the sub button, helps the channel grow. And honestly, right here, I'm going to give this game a 10 out of 10. I don't really give a lot of games 10 out of 10s. I said this before. It's just, this game is very awesome. It's like, this game stuck underneath me, basically. Because I wasn't really going to like get this game right away until Black Ops 4 started blue screening the shit out of me. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do that. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you did watch this review, hit the sub button. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm going to probably upload a little bit more of Red Dead Redemption 2, if I'm being honest. You're probably going to mostly see online stuff right now, unless I add like undead mode or something back. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'm going to let the ending play if you want to see that. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the ending. And yeah, boy.
Dutch and I are teaming up once more. We got money. We got dreams. Join us, John. Join us.
Let her go.
Now I can't do that, John.
Dutch. Dutch, come on now.
You shot at me, son.
You started.
You betrayed me.
I could say the same as you.
I was trying to do my best. You just cared for yourself.
I think differently.
Join us. Join us, John.
Let her go! She ain't well.
I don't want to kill you, John.
Arthur saved my life. More than once.
Arthur's been dead a long time. This is a new century.
Dutch. Dutch. We all did our best for you. Ain't our fault things turned out the way they did. Dutch, killing me won't solve nothing!
Put down your gun, Marston!
Say something, Dutch! Say something!
I ain't got too much to say no more.
You shot me. You shot me pretty good.
Thank you. You okay?
Fine.
You're crazy.
I hope so. Help me up.
Let's go get Charles.
There's money. Lots of money. In the cabin is Blackwater.
I'll go see.
Hurry up. I got a wedding I want to go to.
Jack, Uncle, come out here!
It's over, Abigail. It's all over.